A major intelligence disclosure has become the focus of intense international attention amid already high tension between Tehran and Washington. In recent days, sensitive United States intelligence documents that were intended for restricted circulation among allied nations began appearing on public online platforms. These materials, originally classified at the highest level, include assessments and plans related to regional military postures in the Middle East. Officials in Washington have confirmed that the documents were meant to be shared only with select intelligence partners, and their unauthorized release has triggered a formal review. The documents began circulating on social media accounts associated with factions in the Middle East, prompting speculation about how the information was obtained and who is responsible. Western officials have not publicly named a proven source, but security and intelligence experts are warning that the incident represents a serious breach of confidentiality standards long held among allies. In a public statement, a senior United States national security official said the leak was under investigation. The official described the matter as a significant compromise of information that could affect trust among intelligence partners. The official added that any unauthorized exposure of sensitive material undermines a long-standing practice of secure information sharing among nations facing shared challenges. Many analysts note that even a partial public view of such information, especially relating to coordinated defense or diplomatic activities, can complicate efforts to manage regional tensions. A senior intelligence official put it this way: when information that was never intended for broad view becomes widely accessible, it alters strategic calculations. The documents reportedly included surveillance details, movement assessments and strategic options under consideration in response to unfolding events in the Middle East. One segment, said to be prepared by one of the United States geospatial analysis agencies, outlined observed patterns of activity at multiple locations across the region. Another portion, attributed to a national signals agency, reportedly described aerial exercises and logistical deployments. US officials have said they are still confirming the authenticity of all portions of the leak and have not yet publicly acknowledged every detail circulating online. Tehran has not directly addressed the specifics of the intelligence disclosure, but Iranian officials have repeatedly stated in recent months that they view United States involvement in regional security matters with growing concern. In official remarks, Iranian authorities have framed their military and foreign policy decisions as responses to perceived threats. Tehran's leadership has emphasised its right to defend national interests and has criticised some Western actions as provocative. International reactions to the disclosure have varied. Some allied governments have privately expressed worry that the breach could erode the trust that underpins coordinated diplomacy and defence cooperation. In the Western capitals, diplomats have described the incident as unsettling and have called for a thorough explanation as to how secure materials were made publicly available. A senior policy researcher on Middle East affairs commented that the leak could have a chilling effect on future intelligence cooperation. Trust is not automatic, the researcher said. Once sensitive assessments are shared without authorization, partners begin to rethink how much they can rely on traditional exchanges. In Tehran, foreign policy spokespeople have reiterated long-standing positions in press briefings. They have emphasized Iran's calls for regional security dialogues and have urged restraint from all external actors. Officials in Iran have also denied involvement in any unauthorized access to foreign intelligence systems. The Iranian Foreign Ministry has characterized speculation about its role as unfounded and has stated that Tehran will not engage in actions that escalate tensions further. The unfolding situation has drawn interest from analysts and regional experts who see the disclosure as part of a larger pattern of strategic communication and pressure between major global actors. Some scholars argue that in times of heightened geopolitical tension, intelligence disclosures, whether intentional or accidental, can reshape public narratives and diplomatic postures. The timing of this disclosure has been particularly striking to observers because it comes at a moment when several nations are recalibrating their approach to the Middle East. Recent years have seen shifts in alliances, ongoing diplomatic negotiations on various fronts, and a patchwork of agreements and disagreements over nuclear policy, trade and regional security partnerships. Some experts note that leaks of this nature have occurred in the past, but rarely at this scale or with such sensitive content. They are quick to caution against drawing premature conclusions about motives or actors. In many previous cases involving classified information, investigations have revealed a range of causes, from insider mishandling to external cyber incursions and even inadvertent disclosures. A defence official noted that a breach of intelligence documents can have ripple effects beyond immediate security concerns. It's not just the raw content that matters, the official said. It's how partners interpret what they see and how adversaries might exploit that interpretation. This observation highlights the multifaceted impact of unauthorised disclosures, especially in a complex geopolitical environment. Washington's response has included assurances that steps are being taken to strengthen protocols and to determine how the documents were accessed and disseminated. National security advisers have underscored the importance of safeguarding classified information and have indicated that there will be accountability measures for any confirmed lapses. Meanwhile, US lawmakers on both sides of the political spectrum have called for transparency and clarity regarding the incident. Several members of the legislative committees responsible for oversight of intelligence agencies have emphasised the need to understand not only how the leak occurred, but also what the broader implications are for national and allied security. Some have raised questions about whether foreign state actors could be involved, while others have focused on potential internal vulnerabilities within classification systems. The United States intelligence community has historically operated with a high degree of secrecy and discipline, with a network of clearances, protocols and interagency agreements designed to protect sensitive material. Breaches of classified information, particularly at the highest levels, are among the most serious challenges such systems can face. Officials familiar with the situation have indicated that the current review will examine all possible avenues, including insider access and external compromise. Public commentary on the subject has also surfaced in various international think tanks and media forums. Opinion pieces argue that the disclosure reflects deeper tensions between major world powers and highlight the challenges of maintaining secure information flows in an age of rapid digital communication. Others have pointed to the broader implications for regional diplomacy, suggesting that allies may need to explore new ways to share and protect critical insights. In the Middle East itself, regional governments are closely monitoring developments. States that have historically aligned with either the United States or Iran are weighing their strategic interests, balancing the desire for stable relations with the imperative to protect national security. Diplomats in capitals across the region have reiterated calls for de-escalation and open channels of communication. This unfolding intelligence matter has also reignited discussion about the role of public transparency in national security affairs. While many analysts agree that some level of secrecy is essential for effective intelligence work, the debate about how and when information should be protected and by whom is ongoing. Public trust in institutions responsible for safeguarding classified material is seen by some commentators as an important component of national cohesion, particularly when the stakes are high. Some regional watchers have drawn parallels to previous high-profile disclosures in other parts of the world. Such parallels serve as cautionary tales about how quickly strategic narratives can shift once sensitive material enters the public domain, even in partial form. Historical instances remind policymakers that managing the fallout of an intelligence breach requires both immediate responses and long-term adjustments to procedures and alliances. While the full scope of the impact of this specific disclosure is not yet clear, there is consensus among many experts that the situation underscores the fragile balance that exists in areas of global tension. Intelligence work, by its very nature, depends on secrecy, cooperation and mutual confidence. Any perceived or actual breakdown in these elements can reverberate through diplomatic corridors, military planning circles and public discourse. As investigations continue and officials provide additional context, observers will be looking for indications of how this episode may influence future engagements on regional security, nuclear negotiations and broader strategic cooperation. For the moment, all sides emphasise the need for careful analysis, measured responses and a commitment to preventing further escalations.